Jamaicans, I just want to say thank you to the world for helping us to build up a country. Jiggy jiggy and march, march. But make we dance with it now. Come make we march, all Jamaicans. We are one big family. Time come for deliverance, so make we march in unity. Whether PNP or Labour rights, our God loves all of we. We are marching on to progress. Jam down and feel all of we. Everything Melissa broke down, we are gonna build back. We are gonna build back better than before. Every house we broke down, we are gonna build back. 'Cause our God have blessings in store. Time come to rebuild together. 'Cause Jamaica is our home. We are stepping out of darkness into the light. We're gonna build stronger roof and door.
Good evening, Liberates, and good evening to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Laborite alive. Good evening, my people. Good evening. Now, as per usual, guys, we're going to go through a few audios. We're going to break down, some audio from Nationwide tonight. We're going to have running commentary. The phone lines are already open. We're going to talk about, how the woman movement of the PNP did not know that DUJON'S and Julian Chang was at it, my people. People are foreign, know about it. Me live a foreign and me know about it. People who live a Chuku, know about it. People who live down a King Kokol, know about it. Satan down a hell, know about it. So, me don't know how Thor there, we spot Thor live, me no remember. But Thor did it so, and Thor know about it. So, me don't know how the PNP were there on earth, where have they remember them, don't know so they remember them at loggerheads, my people. See? So, let's roll out the evening shout-outs and let's get into it. Before we roll out the shout-outs, for all of the persons who are concerned about the Dodge is doing his feeling much better. And, thank you very much for all of the love and support. All of the prayers. Big up on yourself. See? Let's roll out the evening shout-out. Ivan, big up yourself. Sylvan, big up. Larry, big up yourself. Father George, right? Big up yourself, my boss. Jacqueline, big up yourself. Marcia, big up yourself. Jakey, big up yourself. Khaleesi, Johnny, big up yourself. Nardia, big up yourself. Eleanor, big up yourself. Mama Lifestyle, good evening. PB, big up yourself. Mama Winsome Nemad Shah, good evening. Marcia Fortis, big up yourself. Sunshine, big up yourself. Dahlia, Edwin, Lawrence, who else is here? Violet Nartova, or Violet, sorry. Violet, big up yourself. Who else? Money, big up yourself. Bertie, big up yourself. Good evening. Now, DUJON'S, who is a petulant junk, my people. And it is reasons why, like these, why he lost, the seat in the first place, because he is a user and, he used the people and, the people realized about him last time and vote him out. But for some reason, they make him catch them back with money again. So we're going to go through a few audios today. We're going to talk about, the new road, the one road order. The one road order that is coming. And we're going to talk about, some other things. But the topic for tonight is we're going to break down, the thing between DUJON'S and Julian Chang. And I believe that Julian Chang is being bullied by DUJON'S and his lawyers, and Bert Samuel should be ashamed of himself and his law firm. But anyway, let us listen to some factual information before we get into the mix-up, my people. See?
Cabinet would have approved the One Road Authority to be an executive agency under the portfolio of the Ministry of Works in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development. The core mandate of the One Road Authority is to regulate standards and performance for all roads, but implement works on national main roads. Cabinet also approved the development of the Jamaica Road Designation Framework, as well as the Jamaica Road Register. And we are already in the process of creating the Jamaica Road Register website, where every Jamaican will have access to a list of all roads, the quality of the road, and who is responsible for your road. And ultimately, when will your road be repaired? And if it has been repaired, who repaired it, what was the value of the repair? And if you have complaints and questions, you can send it through the Jamaica Road Register. We're also going to implement the Jamaica Road Designation Framework, which will determine how roads are designated, whether they be main roads, farm roads, or parish council roads. Cabinet has directed that the ministry begin implementation immediately and should return within 90 days with recommended mechanisms and the necessary legislative and regulatory amendments, as well as to urgently begin consultations with stakeholders across a wide cross-section of interest groups.
So, we talk about the government bringing roads under one umbrella. What usually happens is, roads are designated to parish councils, parochial roads, and they will use them as political ploys. They will use them as something to play with the people about. The government is not taking the roads away from the parish council. However, they will have oversight of it now to see what is going on with it. They will tell you, how much the road costs to build. They will tell you who build it, which government build it, and all of these things. So accountability, my people. We got a clip from the Prime Minister, and then we're going to get into the mix-up. So just stay tuned. So listen to this, my people.
Established the Urban Development Corporation. And this was an attempt to bring structure to urbanize Jamaica, to create the built environment.
When you miss out a vital part of that, now listen to this. Let me pull up here. Listen to what the Prime Minister say. I want to listen keenly. Listen to this.
In the 1960s, the government of then Prime Minister Edward Seaga established.
You hear that? All right. So, Edward Seaga was not the Prime Minister in the 1960s, but Edward Seaga wielded a lot of power in the JLP and in the government of the day, and hence why he was able to, do so much development under his portfolio at the time. So I believe the Prime Minister might have blundered a little bit when he said the then Prime Minister. He mean former Prime Minister, but he wasn't the then Prime Minister then. It was Bustamante. But Edward Seaga, it was Hugh Shearer then. But Edward Seaga wielded a lot of power in that government, my people. So, he was one of the de facto leaders.
In the 1960s, the government of then Prime Minister Edward Seaga established the Urban Development Corporation. And this was an attempt to bring structure to urbanize Jamaica, to create the built environment that could accommodate urban living. This is not necessarily cities, but towns and social recreational spaces, and to get ahead of the growing informal settlements and informal towns and the sprawl unplanned urban.
He wasn't finance minister yet, lifestyle. I believe he was minister of development, something along that line,
Urban centers developing. So the UDC has a law that gives it statutory authority to manage, and they play several critical functions in the management of the urban infrastructure of the country. First and foremost, they have a land bank duty. They can acquire property that is needed strategically for urban development now and in the future. They have the ability to designate areas for urban development, which carries with it, once designated, certain authority to expedite the development. They have the duty to be developers, so they can bring together financing, contractors, regulators for the development of an area. Their most important role, however, is as urban planners. So their job is to look at the entire space of Jamaica and say, where is it that we should designate for urban development? And of course, the idea behind urban development is that people live in close quarters and residents, commerce, recreation, all very closely aligned, and it's very efficient. So transit is very efficient, security is built in, and environmental concerns are built in. So they literally create what is called a built environment that caters for close quarters living in city. And that's the difference with the urban space. So they are urban planners. So they literally sit down and plan spaces. Aside from that, they, being real estate developers, they have a mandate to own and operate the properties. So the UDC does have a bank of assets that they rent and lease and sell. And so, for example, they were the developers behind the Kingston waterfront. And they...
Can anybody tell me which prime minister, which minister under his portfolio started the land bank in Jamaica? Let me see if you not pay attention to the politics. Which minister at the time, but former prime minister of Jamaica, started the UDC and the land bank in Jamaica? Wanna tell me in the comment section. And don't
own quite a bit of property on the waterfront, which they rent. They were the developers behind Ocho Rios in the Turtle Towers area. They played a significant role in the development of Negril, and they would have played a role in the development of New Kingston. They have a very deep experience bank as well in terms of doing urban development. But they...
When I pay attention, that's why I don't know no can't answer. But it was Edward George Philip Siaga, he's the modernizer of Jamaica. He started building the building blocks that we see in modern Jamaica today. All of the work that you see go on now, not all of it is Andrew Holness's. A lot of it is things that Edward Siaga left to be done, and it is getting done now. And he would have loved to see it. That is why he held on for so long, This is why he held on to power so long, because he was trying to come back to do a lot of these things, but he never got the chance to. But thank God, he had nurtured Andrew Holness and built him with resilience. And now Andrew Holness can come, carry out the mandate of Edward Siaga and carry out his mandate alongside it as well.
Also operate social assets. They have a company called Sadco where they operate the world-renowned Duns River Falls and other attractions. The UDC is one of our critical public entities. If not properly operated, it can become a fiscal risk. And so we pay close attention to how the UDC is governed, because they hold critical public assets that, if they are not properly managed, they could run up a lot of debt due to inefficiency, and then that becomes a charge on the public. So the board of the UDC has to manage these assets very carefully to make a profit. I'm pleased to report that the UDC has not been a burden on the government for the last decade or so. Maybe once in COVID, they have had to come to ask for temporary support. But outside of that, it is a very well-run institution that is now seeing its way to sustain profitability. But more than that, the UDC in the last 30 years has retreated quite a bit from its role as urban planner and developer.
I wonder who was in government for most of the 30 years there. Anybody can tell me in the comment section who was in government for the 30 years that the UDC was retreating? Can anybody tell me who was in power for most of that 30 years? Good evening to my beautiful wife. Good evening, baby. Good evening, Melody. Good evening, Sirika. Big up yourself. Denise, big up yourself. Jacqueline Thomas, big up yourself. A. Hutchins, Meloni. Good evening, Marston. Big up yourself, Corinne. Good evening, Dolores. Big up yourself, Kay Clark. Winsome Radcliffe. Good evening, Charlene. Big up yourself, Derek. Big up yourself, Mary Daly. Marcia Grant. Kian, or Kian, and you pronounce that. Big up yourself. Monica, big up yourself. Beverly as well. Carol Fisher. Lorna, big up yourself. Elements Grill, big up. See? Givan, big up yourself. And Dahlia, big up yourself. Good evening.
Urban planner and developer. And that is, again, because of the financial environment and the lack of economic growth. But you would now know that the UDC is reasserting itself in the space with projects such as the Harmony Park in Montego Bay, maybe probably its most iconic project in the last 30 years. And that has transformed Montego Bay as a bit of urban infrastructure, but it's on the soft side, it's development of parks. And I have given them the mandate to, one, divest some of the properties that they have in their land bank that they are not able to develop. And that is as a means of spurring development through the private sector, but also as a means of getting capital within so that they can focus on the projects that they can develop. Projects like, for example, another park, this time in St. Catherine, that is the Resilience Park, which we intend to open very shortly. And that may rival, if not exceed, the iconic nature of Harmony Park in St. James. And there are other parks that they have been tasked to develop. But I also brought them back to their native function, which is that of urban planners. And I've asked them to identify where the next city should be in Jamaica. And this is long before any talk of any hurricane or any relocation or any of the other speculative narratives that are in the public domain. This was somewhere around 2017 that task was given. And they actually did the work as to where the next era in Jamaica for our city should be. And we're going to be discussing that again today in greater detail. Now, the UDC takes on greater importance now because of Hurricane Melissa and the damage that has been done to the western end of the island. And the question is, NARA, the new proposed entity, going to do the same thing as the UDC? In some instances, there will be overlap, but there are two separate concepts, two separate entities. And what is important, however, is coordination in government. So NARA will act, in a sense, as a coordinating body for reconstruction. So UDC will be a part of the reconstruction. Port Authority will be a part of the reconstruction. Factories Corporation will be a part of the reconstruction. They were already pursuing projects on their own. The NWA, NROC. Now, what NARA will do is look at the list of projects that are in all these entities and see what fits in the reconstruction, what fits under resilience. Pull them together, put them on a fast track, have them financed, have them executed. Whilst all these entities will support, but the other projects that they have, they must go ahead with them. So we're not going to divert the other entities from the capital projects that they are developing. No, they will continue to do the capital projects that they are developing. But those projects that fit within the mandate of NARA, they will turn them to NARA and provide the support for their execution. So we're going to do some coordinating today in preparation for our budget, and we have observing in this meeting NROC and the NWA, because whenever we talk about urban infrastructure, roads are critical to that. And we no longer look at roads as just the asphalt on the surface, but we talk about our utility corridors, corridors that carry traffic, vehicular and pedestrian, carry data, water, and sensors. There you have it, the UDC.
So the UDC is back to its, its original platform where it was meant to, do urban development. The PNP had, pretty much disbanded it, just like they did with the DPW or whatever it was called, Public Works Department, PWD. Them almost crashed Water Commission as well. When we came to government, Water Commission was a loss-making entity. We have now built it back to a profit-making entity. 10 years from now, I can see that the government is angling to take back JPS under their wings. So 10 years from now, we probably can get back JPS. But the PNP is a natural disaster whenever they take government. Here they are in opposition. They are natural disasters. They are a natural disaster unto themselves now. Shana, good evening. Anita Earlford, Primrose, big up yourself. Now, I have to use this picture because many people get so left, right, and center. And I don't want to assume if me one holy jazz me have. So, I use one picture and I ain't call nobody names, sir. I call Rumbar Rammy. Anybody want to take, anybody want to say them a Rumbar Rammy, that I feed them. But me say something else. See? I do that. You remember before Papa Eddie died, the PM was with him in Florida also. The finance minister. I can't remember, I think so. Good evening, Sonia Turner Geiger. Good evening, Mama. Selvin, big up yourself. So, tonight, I'm going to kick off this part of the program by speaking directly to Rumbar Rammy, wife. Now, when you're married to somebody, we have business marriages. We have marriages of convenient. But one would believe that when you're married to somebody, you're married to them because you love them and want to spend the rest of your life with them. Now, I saw Rumbar Rammy, posted an anniversary post on his IG not too long ago, celebrating 2 years of marriage. Well, now we get a call, my people. Good evening, caller.
Hello?
Good evening.
Mr. World.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Good evening.
Hello?
May I hear you know? Good evening. Turn down for your thing, man. Turn on your TV or whatever you listen to.
All right, listen to me. I'm calling from Severn in the United States.
Yes.
How should I put it now? I watch you, my friend.
Yes.
Diligently, and you remind me of Mr. Perkins. You're to the bone, me I tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you, whatever your utterances are, man, them swim like Heil, man. Me I tell you.
Yeah, man.
No, this issue with this female that you have in your parish there, Councillor Chang.
Yes.
I mean, you need to take it further. You need to draw in these women that call themselves supporters of the PNP, what you call them now, the women's movement.
Yes.
They're very silent. And you need to dig them. And you need to call on the supporters of the so-called PNP people in Westmoreland. Them coming like a... Listen to me now, man. I am very hurt. Very hurt.
Well, we can't understand.
Go ahead, sir.
We can't understand the hurt of the people, and this whole thing, I've talked about it probably almost a year ago when it initially happened. So for the PNP woman movement now to come to say that they have not heard about it,
that's a load of nonsense.
They were in.
That's a load of nonsense.
They were in Westmoreland. They were in Westmoreland just before the election. They had a meeting at Manning School to try to chastise the then MP George Wright to try to show some kind of uniform. You remember that? See?
Yes, I heard that. Listen to me before you even say anything, you know. Yeah. I said the knife will stick sheep, it will kill goat too, No, I will stick goat, it will kill goat.
See one Rammy, we are gonna go him.
You understand? I mean, to say, man, for a man of that stature, say, I'm a representative of the people, and he might go degrade himself in such a way that it is unspeakable. Listen to me now, Mr. World. I am a retired inspector of police,
Yes.
I retired in 2003.
Yes.
I am saying to that lady, regardless of the length of time she takes to expose this man, she still can go to the police.
Yes.
But what she need to do, since it has been drawn out so long, go with a JP. Like a JP accompany her.
She can go with her
report that matter to the police.
Yeah, she can go with her liar. I'm sure she has.
Well, if she have a liar, so much a mirror. And she not leave, as I would have said, not leave no stone unturned.
Yeah, man.
Her credibility, she could be, she's a walking dead, because the man set her up saying, go and tell those man all this. She's good to go about her business, and then you hear say them find her dead.
Well, by the grace of God, that now got.
Well, let us hope it don't, Mr. World. And I implore you, Mr. World,
Yes.
continue on the same route that you and don't lawsuit and not, you know. Lawsuit and not is what come out of the lawsuit.
Me nah ease them
You
up, man.
understand?
We nah ease them up. I fire
Miss,
their Muslim still.
Miss, me say me there United States now 2 years, my children, them take me up here from me retire.
Yeah.
And me I tell you, man, I tell you, what I am hearing out of Jamaica, I mean, I didn't get a chance to pull me rights last year because I am here.
Yes.
But I am with you every foot of the way. Me have a green shirt here right now.
Yes. Yeah.
I give you the support, my friend, and
yes,
whatever utterance you say,
enough respect,
if about what me join you, anything you say.
Enough respect. You know, we still have some merch, you know, we still have some bite out the neck ching t-shirt and them things. You know, we're gonna do them in a green so we can, you know. We still have some merch.
My friend.
Yeah.
Keep on keeping on, my friend, and don't give up. Me say if you draw the woman, them navel string, if you draw them draw string, if you draw every string, make them stand up for this woman right.
I want to tell us I'm there on Facebook and it is very disgusting. The elderly people, especially females, who are disrespecting this woman.
You hear my voice?
Yeah.
I'm only 18 from 100, you know.
Mighty. No respect.
I'm only 18 from 100.
No respect.
And I served the police force for 32 years and 10 months and some days.
Yes,
and I had no regrets. You understand?
Yes.
But I am with you. I give you my support. Anything you say, whether good, bad, or indifferent, me I go say yes.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much for your service.
You mean very well. You mean very well.
Yes.
You mean very well.
Yes, man. Enough respect.
And may the good Lord hold you in the palm of his hand continuously until him say, come home, son.
Exactly. Enough respect.
All right, my friend. I will still watch your program, man. Keep it live.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time.
Much love.
Thanks for your time. And with your permission, I'll call again.
All right. Enough respect.
Every time.
Some people, you know, me being contrast with the great Wilmot Mutty Perkins is a great honor, you know, but, you know, big up the elder. And back to what I was saying, you know, I believe that marriage is a great honor. And somebody should marry because they love the person and want to spend the rest of their life with the person. And this is me speaking to DUJON'S. Rumbar Rammy wife. See? I saw that they celebrated their second anniversary not long ago. You know, what kind of man, you know, you be when you're married and, you know, you're in a female's inbox. Not even 2 years after marriage. You know, I run down a woman for your peeny wally. What kind of man? Yeah, be. Me laugh sometime about a serious thing, my people. You know, and I believe that his wife should sit him down and have a conversation with him. You know, I don't know if it's because of the heavy drinking that he does or, you know, it can be another issue. However, like I've said to you guys, I've gotten the complaints. I have chosen not to act on them because I am not the authority and there's nothing much that, you know, I can do personally. It is a police problem. It is an authority problem. But one must look into oneself, you know, and we are adults, you know, sometimes, you know, things is going to get out of hand. But how do you leave from sending those text messages to a woman, then move to starting to berate her, chastise her, trying to tear her down? How does that look to you guys? Does that not look to you guys that he's behaving in, because what would have caused all of this? is he behaving in this manner because, you know, he did not get, you know, for bite in the Chinese steamed dumpling, the paper. See? But I don't know what else to tell you though. But big and serious, it does not look good. And for a man in a position of leadership, you know, this does not look good. The PNP, me want the woman in call in tonight because I want to talk about the PNP female movement. I believe it is head up by Patricia Duncan Sutherland, I believe. Patricia Duncan Sutherland, I believe, heads up that movement. And I can't see for the life of me how, you know, Julian Chang and DUJON'S. Because remember now, if Vaz is complaining that, I beg your pardon. Well, he's a public servant. I can't call him name. See? But we're going to use Rumbar Rammy for now. If Rumbar Rammy, you know, is down there saying that you did not campaign for us, you campaigned against us, what you think him tell the PNP hierarchy? What you think him tell Mark Golding and dating them? You know, think doing, I tell them, say, yo, Chang down here and Chang now work for with Chang now, this Chang now, that. You don't feel say that him tell them. So they would have must have known about it. And if Mark Golding know about it, I heard Julian Chang said in the recording that she tried to get Sart Dayton Camber's help. So if you try to start Dayton Camber help, how comes Dayton Camber not tell Angela, and Angela not tell Patricia, and Dayton not tell Mark, and Mark not tell Peter? Wagwan. Marvelyn, good evening. Marianne, good evening. Ran, big up yourself. See? Did you hear Bert Samuels, his lawyer, if she does not withdraw by Friday? She don't have nothing for withdraw. She don't have nothing for withdraw, you know, because the messages, is clear of what his intentions were. You know, if you are working in a workplace in the UK, if me I work with one of my female counterpart, them and me go and tell them, say, yo, you know, so my Jim say, me give some hot backers last night. And my female counterpart go to my boss and tell me, boss, say, yo, you know, saying, tell me, saying, Jim, say, me give him some hot backers and me feel uncomfortable about that because I'm married or me have my man. Fire. No question. Sexual harassment. You don't need two, we don't need to ask 2 times. We don't need to ask 3 times. Just that 1 time. See? We have those laws. And what DUJON'S did to Miss Chang, that is sexual harassment. And if she don't want talk, hold on. If she don't want to talk about it same time, she don't have to talk about it same time. All if it take 10 years for she talk about it, at that the time that she feel comfortable to talk about it. Nicola, good evening.
Good evening. I mean, the truth is, it is not surprising. It's not surprising because I remember when PJ said he met enough man get gal. So their intent was to povertize our nation, that women feels weak and becomes weak and fall to their need. Doesn't matter if you're married or anything. So this is not surprising. And for me, Angela, Miss Burke, she has no class. I think all the females there are suffering from Stockholm syndrome because I don't think it is surprising. I don't think it's new. I don't think it's shocking. I don't think nothing of it where newness or freshness is concerned. That's the way they are. And Una get touched, or what happened is some get touched and probably them feel like say she are going like she better than get in touch.
You know,
you understand?
You know, Nicola, when I look at it, right? I look at it, Rammy is in a senior position. And his position that he's in can determine her political career. So no wonder she never wants to say anything.
Yeah, then exactly that's what I said to you, that I've been in shoe like those, and they're saying that she should have said some. It doesn't matter him wrong from the start. It no matter if she did want to take 10 year or 12 year to talk about it. It's when she feels okay, she feels comfortable. It's just that what is happening, you can realize that she was trying to suppress the situation, meaning to act as if it has never happened. She had tried to brush it aside, but he must stuff it in her face. So when he now him don't even have a limit. Him not have no limit. So now him start sabotage her. So she have to come out.
And there's an instance where she said there's an instance where she said it happened verbally and physically. So it looked like he actually even touched her before.
Make attempt, yes.
You know.
But as I said to you, it is not new. That's how they want to have the nation. They want to have prostitution at a peak. One time, it is happening, but it's happening by choice. You understand? Like, who wants to do that where women is concerned, they choose that road. It's not like there's no opportunity or anything like that. You understand?
Yes,
but it's not shocking to me. It's not shocking. What is shocking is their silence.
I can tell you something.
From me on the opposite side,
let me say something.
It's their silence. Because the way they behave when judge, right?
Someone called me today.
And the situation.
Someone called me today and they told me that, DUJON'S, this is the way he behaves. And this is how he was behaving previously. So you see, when time people don't get punished, them go on to react and to continue to act in that manner. And I was told that when he was member of parliament, even the farmer cards, I was told that he was selling them for anywhere up to $350,000. You know, that terrible and wicked man and that. I heard that, my people. So me can't say a definite for certain, but that is what I was told. See, that Rumbar Rammy was doing that. So
because for me, she's a game changer. The game changer is for me. The term using the term game changer is that's the game that he plays down there. So what she's doing now is doing what is to be done and doing what she is to do. You understand? And dealing with citizens as citizens and not green or orange.
Yep.
That's a game changer for him.
Because
so he knows that, because me hear like I heard his lawyer talking about like she would want to be an MP. So they know that the people is looking to see her as an MP. So he can't have her there. So even if a JLP representative does not control there, he not have a chance. Once she's there, he doesn't have a chance.
Me hear them say in a Savlamar, me hear them say she steal 500,000. You know who I tell them that?
Well, if she steal 500,000, we see the $500,000 worth of material and
sitting them She can't steal 500,000.
You understand?
Yeah,
because
let me
tell you. I told you not one time. I tell you this, I tell you they are playing projection politics. Whoever they are and whatever they are, they project it on who they do not want to succeed.
So let me just say this. Let me say this for the people them in Westmoreland who would have believed this lie. The reason why she can't steal 500,000 is because she only get 400,000 as her allowance to look after her people, and any other money that comes have to come through the mayor. So unless she steal it from the mayor, and the mayor can't steal no money either because he have to have a co-signer. So somebody have to co-sign for any money that she get. And the 400,000 that she get comes from Desmond Mackenzie. That is to do constituency work. And it comes through the mayor. So the mayor have to sign it. and the CEO of the corporation have to sign for her to get that money. So she couldn't possibly steal 500,000. So they are lying.
Well, the truth is, if she a thief and I do so much work, then I will him do.
Exactly.
Him is a thief. Him is a XXX thief. Like him extra. Him is a XXX large thief. Because if she has been doing so much work and they would classify her as a thief, who is he that is not doing anything? Who is he?
And he's
that is not doing
money.
anything.
He might hold more money than her. Big up in a Steve. Sunshine, big up. Jam down, big up as well.
He's a 4X large thief. Or 5X large thief.
Big up, Marlo.
Because if she thief and he is saying that, and she's doing so much, she has been working. None of us cannot deny it. Because there's more than one time that you have a program where she's the heading. She's the headline for the program.
Yeah, man. She do her work.
Congratulating her hard work and so on. And you know we're not going to play hypocrite. Period.
Exactly.
You understand? What is due to Caesar, give it to Caesar. But I'm saying that I heard his lawyer talking about MP positions, so I know as if the lady never win her seat. So I'm wondering if these people is like I said, they're playing projection politics. Anything that they project it on whosoever they don't like.
You know what I hope? I hope she's not intimidated, and I hope she stand firm and stick to her guns, because this is just another man being misogynistic.
She has been intimidated. There's no doubt about it, because she said it.
Exactly.
She said it. So there's no doubt about that. But I hope that she has her support and she stays strong. There's no if you're going to be intimidated, but it's not like it's just for us or for her to say, okay, this means I'm doing well and I'm going to push on. I'm not going to back down. But as a woman, remember, women have a high emotion, EQ, you know. Mm-hmm. We have high emotional qualities. So we easily, you understand? Mm-hmm. But that doesn't say, I only hope that she presses on and stays strong, and her team and her support system is there and stands strong with her.
Look into this though. Them cut out her leg from under her when they remove her as a chairman. She don't have much say if you do nothing really. But look into this. If this is happening a year ago and she's just saying something now, she have stood strong. She reached her breaking point now.
Strong. Then that's what I'm saying. It's a breaking point. She was trying not to, because I hear a lady say him wrong. Today the lady a blast him, but yet still the lady I say she shouldn't go on whatever program. She knew why she went on Cliff Youth program nationwide. Because any other station they would try to suppress the situation and they wouldn't have asked the proper question.
So Nicola, me ask you something. May I ask if you make a statement, right? Me want to make a statement. Put yourself in a DUJON'S wife position and tell DUJON'S what you don't tell him if you did a wife. Rumbar, Rammy. If you did a wife and you find out and do something like that, tell me what conversation we'd have with him.
Well, may I tell him, say, it's over. It's over. We can't go and stay in the house. The reason why, even if me did want brush it under the carpet, me can't go do it. It gone. The ass gone through the gate. And me now can't stand that embarrassment and all of that. I have a family. Worse is a newlywed. I have a family. Nothing in this is worth me sacrificing what I had and what I have for. It doesn't make any sense. But the truth is, it's not. I don't understand, because I understand the fact, say, yeah, that is what I respect with you. Even though sometimes you will hear things, you don't try to push it or propagandize it. You wait until facts and evidence come out and then you speak on it. And that's what I love about you. Exactly. Because no hide them, no, he's a womanizer.
Them know.
It's just that they reach out. Them cannot brush this one under the carpet.
But,
and as I said to you last night, this woman, she knew.
But being married to an MP is a great achievement, you know. In some females' eyes, you know, being married to an MP is a great achievement. You know?
Great achievement. You know, Papa, and a great achievement to me. I mean, if I was, and she's not young, because I saw the lady, she's not young.
I am told that she is vigorously defending herself and her man, you know. I am told that she is defending herself and her man. So I am wondering if it is shame or she's just like that. You know?
All right. For me, period. For me, she doesn't have any self-worth. She doesn't have any self-worth, and I don't think she has self-love. And yes, you have to love God and then love yourself for you to execute love onto someone else. And if she don't have self-love. Because before I heard about Miss Chang, I heard that this man is a womanizer and that's who they are. But then you don't want to make a general description. You want to speak on him because the situation surrounds him. Sorry. So, but it's nothing hiding. He's a womanizer and him there with how much people in the woman in the community. I don't see him outside with his people or anything. And every day they are bar. And you're intoxicated because that's what it do.
Nicole, may I beg you a minute?
That's what alcohol do.
May I beg you a minute to make a general statement? So just give me a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, I want to speak directly to all men in position of power in Jamaica. When you are called upon by the people to lead them, you must lead them and set example. Now, a man in a position of power, females are naturally drawn to a man like that. But your true power comes in your self-control. You must be respecting of self, respecting of family, respecting of boundaries, respecting of the law, and respecting of the individual that comes to you for help. There are many men in Jamaica, police, soldier, doctor, lawyer, MP, judge, teacher, taximan, everybody. They prey on young girls and they prey on people who are vulnerable. We must stop it. We must stop that. We cannot keep on behaving in this manner. We must set an example. And when you are charged to lead the people, you must lead with the utmost pride and dignity. See? And we must not allow our head down there, sir, to lead with. So do it. I mean, Rammy. Rumbar Rammy, sorry.
But honestly, I'm not lying. I thought that would I hear the movement according to them. Because let me tell you this is not new. The person that I told you about he was the same one that when him tip up under Lisa Anna is a disgrace how me hear him deal with a lady. It's a disgrace when I hear him discriminate at that lady. I don't know if you ever hear the voice note.
No, I never hear it. And if you send it, go and give me if you have it. If I can't find it.
I don't have it, but I heard it. But at the time, I wasn't, and I wasn't listening to your program. But I would ask anybody that heard that argument where Mr. Bell cursed out Lisa Anna. Let me tell you, you shake your head as a man. You shake your head as a man and you would embarrassed. Let me tell you that. So it's not like they don't know. It's not like their organization knows how the men in their organization sees women and deals with women. This is not This is not a That's why I said to you, I feel like most of the women, they're having Stockholm syndrome, because let me tell you, most of them run through by each other.
And be of no, I want nobody to be of any illusion. This does happen with persons who are affiliated with the Jamaica Labour Party too. This is not a partisan matter. May I talk to everybody now, whether you're PNP or JLP, when you are in a position that you should lead with pride, lead with dignity, and have some respect for your loved ones them. Because this is an absolute disgrace, believe it or not. And I heard it from the ground today that people are looking at him funny, because this looks now that because he did not get the ladies, fandangles, he's upset, and that is why he's fighting her out. And she's getting fight from all of the men.
It is one in let me tell you how I understand it. He wanted to get to her, to have that over her, swinging over her head.
That is what I told
because
Shanice
the fact
today.
that he called her husband, it means that he would have blackmailed her. Let me tell you what he did. He was trying to blackmail her. One reason being, I feel that he saw her as a threat to his position, because this woman means business.
That is what I told
And
Shanice
this woman
today.
was standing and has been standing on business.
No, imagine
And once you be
this,
business
Nicola.
and think they're saying, someone who say, oh, we're not going to go over to the green, they will definitely go to her.
So think about this.
And stand up for her in the next MP.
Think about this.
Elected.
Imagine he had slept with her. He would have hold you over her head now, and try to control her.
Exactly.
And
probably he would have set it up that he would have video. And he would have... all right. Can you imagine the monster this man be? Because you look the lady, you don't get the lady. You go to the test and call the lady husband, tell the lady husband, say, she's cheating. That is the reason why when you hear men say, when people come to them, them woman, them say, me no want to hear nothing, because the person that is coming to you wanted a woman because she don't must be cheating. And this is what played out. He wanted her to cheat with him. She didn't do that. And he went ahead and tell the husband that she's cheating. Look at that.
This man
is a monster.
I see on my Facebook today. Since when it is a crime for a man to look pum pum? See that we see. So me never know, say if a man look pum pum and the woman no with it, and the woman say she no with it, you're supposed to victimize her. Then they man miss a point, They man miss a point.
All right. The fact that she did not, because I listened to his lawyer. She did not say whatever. I work at entity whereas when I see, let me tell you this, I work at entity when I look and I see my boss make the advance onto me. I'm more shocked more than anything else. The shock licked me before. It's like, it was so shocking. I was working at a wholesale and I don't have to describe, but I mean, it's somebody that they look up to too. It's a big man, real big man that everybody look up to. And I was at my desk, and the man creep on his knees and come under the desk. I was so shocked. How me deal with that now? If I don't create a brawl, because it was worth a brawl, but then it's your job, and then.
So what money in call under this?
Yeah.
Where what money in tell we mix up now? What money in call under this? Eh?
No, my friend, I mean, I was so shocked. Come jump up and excite, like, the shock and the loudness. I want to know. I mean, I say, because me don't know. I don't know, because I can't believe my boss do this. I mean, a big man.
I see you.
I mean, you don't get the job and you say, You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So me don't think.
I see you're something
Believe
I'm not
because
supposed to even
I
laugh,
don't know
but
the next thing again, you know, right at Barricade so and some bad people place there on the corner and everybody look up to him. So it's either you do or die. So me just tell myself say better me leave. So there's a lot of situation that we have to look through. That is how some of us are alive today, you know. You better believe that, you know,
yeah,
Dujan.
Yeah,
a lot of women today are alive because of we deal with it like how Miss Chang deal with it. If we did for more out and make a brawl, we're not there here today.
Yeah, we have
the opportunity to quit the job, while some, you see, because probably the reason why Miss Chang don't quit the job is because she know the people need her.
Let me say something to you. I want to believe this. You will have man, you know. I mean, I know how they weird, so me find it challenging to believe that people weird, so but you will have a man and he will literally live next door to you and see a little daughter born and see baby wear nappy. So till he grow look big and push out in look breast them and in the watch a pitney till a pitney grow big, you know. And them the behavior that we have in our country, you know. That weird, you know. How you can watch one look baby born out time mother.
But you know the truth is, John, I realize that politics, it's sad, but it's a sad truth. It might hurt some, but politics, most pedophiles are in politics. Pedophile and politics, they go together. Trust me. So I don't know. That is one of the reasons why me love my prime minister. I don't see him, even when I see people trying to make and I see how this man stand up and hold his dignity and deal with people like people. There's many. Me not gonna swear for him certain way, but the way him deal in public, I respect him. Trust me.
Stand up with pride and dignity, man. And we have to try and emulate that as a nation, you know. Even today, me I watch him at the international forum. He's my only black person there, you know. You know see? Andrew Holness was the only black leader there today, standing with the rest, shoulder to shoulder with the world. That is how important our leader is. But then you have these Orange Rangers, you know, Rumbar, Rammy and his ilk. Them not understand, you know, and then come to tear down this country. And in behavior is very unbecoming. And we must start to call for his resignation. He must step aside for sexually harassing Councillor Chang. And a by-election must be called instantaneously in Westmoreland Central. Well, as soon as we come out of hurricane wranglings, you know, because we have to have like a conscience too. Nicola?
Yeah.
Okay. The line went dead a while ago. I think you're gone.
No, because I'm really, you know, I'm business space, nothing. But we just take the time out and away between this and talking on the program. But as I said,
I want audio I want to play too, you know, so I don't know, probably if I get you back on, but me have an audio I want to play as well. So just go and do what you do, and you can come back after. See, so just go.
I'm busy now, because we can't.
Yeah, man, I can't play the audio if you're there on the call. So.
Okay, all right.
All right, so me call back. Right, so we are go hear George Davis breakdown of the whole thing, my people. I'm sure some of us heard it already, but for the ones that I'm gonna come out tight and go back in. Let me say download it out audio again. What is something disgusting. Give me a second, let me find it on YouTube and then me play it through speaker. See? Just bear with me, my people. Let me find George Davis breakdown, you know. Alright, here it is. occasionally when ads are come in, my people, because a YouTube where I watch it on. So just give me a second. You know, say those say the audio download at the phone I get the problem. I don't know why, but me I go restart it. So we go and talk then until it restart. We go and read through some of my comment them until it restart. Shanice, you're going like you don't love mix up. Mix up. I choose Shanice love mix up, you see. When mix up I go and hear Shanice say, hey boy. I say my girl. I say move fries man and tap nice. I was only listening, wasn't watching. So proud of my Prime Minister. Yeah, man, he was one of the only, well, he my only black leader, me see there, you know, like actual black, you know, person. And, you know, it was a great look. We see with Prime Minister, you know, standing tall, shoulder to shoulder with purses out there in the world. And everybody want to see Jamaica. Everybody want to know, you know, why we sauce. Why are we getting on so well? They want to know why the formula. But it is good management. If we had good management all these years, Jamaica would have grown and blossomed. You know, let me see if the audio are playing now.
Turn yesterday afternoon when Knight Junior Samuels published a letter sent to Julian Chang demanding certain things be done because they said that she had damaged their client's reputation.
And guys, yes, for persons who are worrying about me, I have rested and I feel better. So thank you very much. See? Much love, much respect. You Dutch there, you're not gonna know funny, you know. You see me, I say Dutch there with you, man. Just calm down and look yourself. Me there, see?
There was also a statement from the PNP women's movement about the issue. By the way, let me start there to say that that statement from the PNP women's movement is welcomed. I know that people are in the habit of dissecting and forensically analyzing
one thing with George and Tana and Ricardo, they love accept people apology. There's no way me accept this apology because me can't fathom. Say there's no way the PNP woman movement don't know say this a go on. When they came to Westmoreland to protest against George Wright just before the election, they came to Westmoreland to protest. And I asked the question specifically to persons that went there. Did you see Julian Chang there? No. Why weren't Julian Chang there? Because she's one of the councillors in the area. So why wouldn't she be there? Because Dwayne Vaz was there and Dwayne Vaz don't want her there. So therefore they know that there was a problem. Then to lie.
Apologies. They do the same thing for apologias, which is something different. And if there's a statement on a controversial, sensitive issue, some people don't take the statement for what the statement says. You start imputing motive in what the statement is saying, and you start criticizing what the statement does not say. What I will say, I'm happy the statement came, and if we are to believe the women's movement, and at this point I have no information to not believe what Trisha done.
And by the way, my people, when you hear them I say, Julian Chang give information to Labour, right? And me them attack. And me and Julian Chang never have a conversation yet. I come as I can't tell you all the time. So me and the lady never talk yet. I am from Westmoreland. Born and bred. All of my family is from Westmoreland, born and bred. So why no think say me not gonna know nothing? Why no think say people not gonna tell me nothing? That is beyond me. Me no need Julian Chang to tell me nothing. Anything when me want to hear, me hear down there. And them me come from. Franny ground.
Sutherland wrote in that statement on behalf of the movement. They only heard about these allegations on Monday during that interview on Nationwide at 5, where Julie laid them on the table, which is very surprising considering That's not the premise we were operating under, because Julian Chang said, well, everybody knows in the PNP. So, if I took what Julian Chang said as her being sincere about what she's saying. If I'm to take what the women's movement say as something sincere, then obviously there's a conflict because they don't marry the two perspectives. And then a lot of lawyering went into the statement that Knight Junior Samuels published in defense of their client, Dwayne Vaz. Up front, though, they didn't really touch the sexual harassment allegations. It was in a roundabout way. Very, very well.
You know why they not touch it? Because she have proof about that part. And Bert is trying to be smart. They might try to threaten her and try to make her afraid so she can retract her statement. But I hope she hold firm. Not tell her say missy, she will hold firm. And the whole of Westmoreland is with her. I can't tell you All PNP tell me say, yo, Vaz have shaggy if you do that. Because they never know say that he might do to a lady. See?
Drafted statement from the lawyers. Because one of the things they obviously are not trying to deny is that the things were said. So by virtue of the lawyer's letter, we can take as fact that the WhatsApp messages were authentic or are authentic. Yeah? That was something that was in some doubt in my mind, because you never know these days, people can mock up things. But even so, I was taking Miss Chang at her word that this is what happened. But the lawyer's letter yesterday afternoon for me, confirmed that the messages, the thread, it actually went that way. Those messages are authentic. Very important thing in the context of things. And so there's a truth that is inconvenient to acknowledge. It's problematic. As a man, I have to say it, and say it as best as possible, so that the meaning I intend to transmit or convey, that is the meaning that is received, because I don't want to damage my standing in the eyes of people. You, the audience, who have some respect for me and my journalism. So
me and her talking, but I never my program she come on while I did Infomedia program she come on Sunday morning. You remember that? And me and her talk, and I was very hostile to her that morning. You remember? For Infomedia program.
Here I go with the inconvenient truth. The inconvenient truth is, when it comes to matters of sexual harassment, oftentimes a man says something to one woman. Her responses are to him like an invitation to go further. And when he goes further, he may achieve his ultimate aim. What the ultimate aim is. Otherwise, he may read his initial attempt as an invitation to go further. And he goes further, the woman stops him in his tracks and says, we're not on that level, we're not on that path, we are not relating like that. Please don't say those things to me. The third way, he says something. He interprets her response as an invitation to go further. He pushes a little further. She doesn't really rebuff him. She says something that appears to lead him to go even further. Then he goes further. And she, will answer in a kind of roundabout way. But he sees it as wait. There's no explicit no from her. So he goes further. And it is that third path that appears to be at play here in the dynamic between Vaz and Julian Chang, where the messages are concerned. But walk with me now. Walk with me now. The third path does not mean that the woman wants you to go further.
Exactly.
Because it can be that in the context of a power relationship, where you as the man wield more power than her, she also has to be weighing and balancing. Listen, I really want him to be engaging me in conversation like this, but at the same time, I don't want to say anything too strong to him and put him off, because he's in a certain position in a context where we work together, that he can use that to blight my future, to cause my fitted. So I don't, and he has not said anything really explicit or so, even though it is clear where he's going. So I mean, I like it, but I really want to embarrass him and rebuff him. So, let me just take time with it and try laugh it off. And that appears.
No, I see that everybody is saying that the lawyer is an nincompoop. No, the lawyer have to do the work of the client. I don't believe anybody should be blaming Bert Samuels or any lawyer for that matter. The lawyer has a duty to, to plead his clients or her clients innocent, or innocence. And that is their job that they are paid to do. So, oftentimes a lawyer would know then and there if you're guilty, but that is not his job to find you guilty. That is the court's job to do so. So, I think we don't blame Bert Samuels' labor rights. I believe Bert Samuels is only doing his job. But it is clear as day that Dwayne Vaz, have something to hide. Else, yesterday when Cliff asked him, he would have given a comment,
To be what the third way is. So, given that that's what the third way appears to be, was Vaz right to bring it back and bring it back and bring it back? And was Julian Chang wrong for not saying outright, no, MP, we're not relating like that, so cut that out? Where is wrong and right in that? And you see how the lines can be blurred? And at the same time, many people criticize women in those positions for not blatantly saying no. Ignore the...
Elaine says she can't get in her apartment. Grill frozen, landlord not home, 10 degrees weather. Damn man, I don't know what to do. I can't advise if you go in your vehicle if snow fall, because I don't want you trap in there. But, call the fire department or call, somebody we can get to the landlord, or, see if you find a police officer or something. Go to the nearest police station. Call the police, they will call the landlord. And nobody stay out there and freeze. See?
Very real issue of the power dynamics and how a person's common sense will tell him that, listen, these are unwanted advances, but you need to manage them properly because you don't want to retard your progress in a particular area. You don't want to stir bad blood between yourself and someone who has power in the context in which you both operate together. That, many women will tell you, is what caused them on the receiving end of certain advances from not saying a blatant no. So I guess...
Yes. So we want to adjust the little part there too. Nicola, the fact that she asked him, are you drunk? Were you drinking? She's wondering, where is this coming from? So that would tell you, that she's not with it. What would that mean? She was in it. If she had said, oh yes, let us, oh you dream about that? Let we go to the hotel and reenact it. Or if she had responded and said, whoa, so that turned me on, then we could have said, all right, she's with it. But the fact that she said, are you drunk? She already know that he might want to look a rummed anyway. They used to call him Roman Bombas, They used to call him Roman Bombas because he used to walk around and buy the youth them Roman Boom. Always a cook curry chicken and dumpling or curry chicken and white rice with Roman Boom. They still do it now, and so till then start call him Rumbar MP and see it, I might call him Rumbar Rammy. I don't know who call him so. Anami, don't tell no lie, bam. See?
From not saying a blatant no. So I guess the declaratory statement to make at this point is that these things are not easy and they're not black and white. And those who feel that Vaz went too far have a lot of information and reason to say so. Those who believe that Julian Chang should have told him no and she blundered by not telling him no blatantly, there's also evidence that they could work with to say, well, this is what proves that we are right in that regard. But it's not as cut and dry as that. It's the nuance, the in-between. What was the relationship outside of those WhatsApp messages? So all I'm saying is that this one is naughty. And I'm certain Dwayne Vaz would wish this morning he wasn't in this position. And I'm certain Julian Chang as well would have wished that the focus was on the work she's doing in the division and not this thing about someone in a position of power in her context, in her mind, sexually harassing her and then using that sexual harassment as the basis for the persecution of her in her professional capacity as a politician. Those are the allegations she has made at least. We'll break and come back with more. Sometimes we don't do right by our position and influence in dealings with females. And for those who either don't know, pretend they don't know, or who ignore there's a truth, The truth is that in positions of authority, often, well, not men often, many men in the past in positions of authority have used that authority to prey on women. It's a fact. It's a fact. It happens. You're a supervisor in a company, you're a senior employee, you're a manager, you're the CEO, you're the chairman of the board, you're one of the directors. Yeah, man. The number of men in those positions who've used that authority to lean on women for sexual favors. The number is not 1,683,000. It's more than that over time. Holy heap of men do that. And a lot of men who make these passes at women, the reason why they keep doing it is because sometimes them get through, sometimes them bingo, as we say in the streets. Show a little can and sometimes pick up the can and you other times you throw your can, you don't get no response. Some men arrogant enough to believe that every woman them approach must free up the thing. And even when she say, you still press on the same way, and it becomes even more problematic.
Then the one they go to prison.
And then sometimes a man might just say something, boy, say so and so and so and so. And the woman interprets that as the man making a pass. And she reports him, and really and truly he wasn't. And then him getting her problems.
Thank you.
So these things are not cut and dry, even though men have a long history of.
So being that it was just one suggestive text in the evidence, do you guys believe that Dwayne Vaz was just making a pass to see if he would have gotten through? Or do you believe that because he did not get through, he is now sabotaging the councillor? If you want to take my people, talk to me in the comment section.
Using their positions of authority to lean on women. And then, I'll give you the example. And this came out in our production meeting yesterday. Fine example. One of our reporters, I won't call who, says she was walking on the road. Man drives up to her and says, Mama, you look good, this, that, say, me if you had so and so and so and so. And she said, she just said thank you and just keep on walking. Somebody would say, you see, she said thank you, so I encourage him to try again. No, she went into self-preservation mode. And in her mind, she said, all right, God, what we can say for anger him because suppose him jump out of the car and grab me, whatever. So self-preservation mode. So she just say something and keep it moving. Hoping say thank you and him go on about him business and perhaps talk to somebody else or just leave her alone. So sometimes that happens, you see? If you look at the text of it, he says what him say, Mama, you look good, you're fat up or you're cock up and your mother bend you over, so on. Part of the language, but I have to give you the descriptor. And she looks at him and says thank you and keeps going about her business. Somebody look at the text of that and say, well, yeah, she said thank you, so she invite him to continue talking. No, she's not. No, she's not. And that's the problem. Because that man...
You can't tell the Chinese a judge jeans, do you know? That's why Judge should say that. You know?
Who now keeps it moving because even though she said thank you, I realized, boy, all right, gone. He tried to another woman. She said thank you and she smiled. And he said something else and she... Two twos and exchange numbers and... These things are not cut and dry. And don't believe you can apply the same logic that you do to many other things, to matters concerning relations between men and women at the sexual level. Because sometimes a man makes an innocent comment. He believes is innocent based on his interaction with the woman otherwise. So he feels comfortable saying this to her, hey, say so and so. And she said, yeah. And he, yeah, man, so and so. Not knowing that this is offending her. It's never about what the man intends, It's never about what the man intends to communicate in his message. It's all about what the woman interprets. And as men, we need to get that in our heads. So you may say you weren't making a pass. That's fine. But if the woman say, we feel like you're making a pass, that's when the problem arises. Because she's going to report it and you're going to have a case to answer.
It is clear as day that he was making a pass. And one of the instances, he was asking, her, and this was hours at night, where she was, So he was definitely making a play, my people. Some woman are gonna say, but man will be man, but that is not how. This is not the society that we want, and these men, in this case, it is an adult, but many of these men, they like children, and we have to protect a little young one them. Make sense so they can grow up and get their little time to play, and then I walk with no belly and no baby, and get them time to play and be children and grow up the right way. So when we see them kind of behavior, we have to call them out. We can't allow them kind of behavior to continue. And a man like him in a position of power, we need to remove him. Them kind of behavior predatory. And like me say, I know Chang alone have the complaint. I know Chang alone. I can't tell you no.
So this thing, not black and white. And the organ of the PNP that is going to adjudicate on this, gonna have a hard time. And I find it, going back to the PNP Women's Movement's statement, I find it difficult though, even though I'm saying I'm accepting the statement and I'm happy with how quickly the statement came after comments were made by commentators about the lack of a statement from the PNP. I've been hearing about these same allegations, almost to the letter, for months now.
Exactly.
Months.
Exactly.
Months.
Exactly.
I've gotten screenshots for months.
Exactly.
Anybody with their ear close to the politics would have known that Julian Chang and Dwayne Vaz are at loggerheads standing.
I'm going to play a video after this where Daryl Vaz posts. I'm going to show you the kind of behavior with PNP display.
English people, or them not take tea for the industry people. Yeah? And people would have sent us things to show Not the first voice note I'm hearing about meetings that they're involved in and they are disagreeing. So how come the PNP women's movement though is only now just hearing about the things, or are they say the details they're only just now hearing? It's hard to believe. But Mrs. Duncan Sutherland says Monday is the first time she heard the allegations. All right, let's work with that.
Yo, I was told that, Dayton knew about it. So if Dayton knew about it, that means Mark know. And if Mark know, Angela know. And if Angela know, Peter know. And if Peter know, Damien know. And if Damien know, Duncan Sutherland know. All of them know. Them are wicked and liar. And every liar is a thief. We must keep them as far away from power as possible.
So what now? Now that it is out in the open, does the panel in charge of dealing with things like this sit on its hands and wait for that formal report to come forward? Or does it work based on what Mrs. Chang said, on what Julian Chang said on Nationwide at 5 on Monday evening? And what impact will this move by VAS to lawyer up, what move will that have on the investigation? Will the party say, well, it's posturing to be a legal matter if Julian Chang doesn't apologize by Friday? So we are going to wait. And if Friday comes and there's no apology and it moves to a lawsuit, then it's out of our hands because it's in the court? Or does the party still have an obligation according to its sexual harassment policy, which it talks about in its release, formulated in 2018? Does that policy dictate that the party's processes will run their course regardless of what else is happening, whether litigation is happening in the court or otherwise? Nothing that is happening can stop the party's mechanisms from doing its work where matters like these are concerned. Is that the case? Someone from the PNP needs to tell us. Someone from the PNP needs to tell us. Because look at it from both sides, And this is the part of the conversation that some people wrestle with, because you make up your mind one way or the other and you now move. By the way, I find that people, I may be alone in feeling this way, but I have a fundamental problem with people saying, why? I make up my mind, I'm not change my mind.
I think Julian Chang need to wake up Friday morning, bright and early, get her lawyer, and go to the police station and make a formal report against Rumbar Rammy. That she need to do. So we'll see what will happen 12 o'clock when she's supposed to apologize, then supposed to lock up Rumbar Rammy for sexual harassment.
You do that as a human being. What do you mean? You make up your mind and not change your mind. I've made up my mind about this. And no matter what you say, no matter what you show me, no matter what exists, I not change your mind. Oh, you're a living, breathing human being. Oh, you have that approach to life. But anyway. So I'm saying, there are many people who say Dwayne Vaz, based on the messages in the WhatsApp, did nothing wrong and said nothing wrong. Yeah, man. I've been hearing that view. And there are many people who say Julian Chang was a victim and she was sexually harassed. So where does truth lie? Where does truth lie? That's the question this morning. Someone in the chat says only the PNP don't hear about Ms. Chang and Vaz. It looks a bit true because everybody with their ears to the politics has been tough.
So Ms. Chang need to go to the police with the text messages, file her complaint. Also get her husband to give a statement because he plays a part in this now, where he was called by him to state that she was having an affair. Why would he go out of his way to do that? That is a clear state of blackmail. Clear. He was trying to sabotage her by doing that. Because where is that coming from? Why not call a lady husband out of blue to tell him that she's cheating on him? For what? Why reason? That is a clear case of blackmail.
Talking about it has been sharing information about it. So I don't know. Yeah? Maybe it is. Maybe it is that we'll get to a place where an individual, where individuals rather, can be brave going forward. I saw somebody in the chat post earlier that what Ms. Chang alleges happened to her in the context of politics, that thing is rife in banks and insurance companies where the big boys, especially the young girls going into these organizations to work, prey on them. And, you know, the feeling in some banks is that, boy, you want to stay a teller your whole life. When Mr. So-and-so says so-and-so to you, you better smile and work with the program or else. That's very unfortunate. I'm a father of a girl, teenager. Soon reach university, soon reach job market.
I do 3 girl picking me have me one screwdriver long so. No care see how long it be long. Me one chrome baseball bat. And me have my cutlass sharpen, 2-sided red. If that touch your plate. On rampant for me them. Cause I'm mad you know. And me prepare if you go to jail go sit down for them. So the rampant mind them.
Would I be comfortable she being subjected to that in an organization? Absolutely not. And guy can't try that when the time comes. But this is real. And then I give you this last piece before I go to the break. Because it is right there, you know. How many men in organizations have been summoned to tribunals, internal or external, to answer a charge of sexual harassment when what he did, his intention behind doing it was not to sexually harass? That's also a part of it. So I'm trying to open your minds this morning to the nuances attendant to matters like these.
So, may we say, for the sake of argument, his intention was not to sexual harass. So how do you factor in, you know, the falling out with her? And why reason why, you know, why DUJON'S never answer Cliff call and say, Cliff, yes, me send them text there, but and that's why we fall out, because of this reason, or because of that the reason, there, this because of this happen. And how you factor in him calling her husband to say that she was cheating on him? How you factor in anything if he did not have malicious intent, if he did not intend to maim her politically? How do you explain the behavior of DUJON'S after the fact? Why am I behave so? For what? Why reason what she do? Why he couldn't come on Cliff and say, Cliff, you know, so me da one dream, and me just that tell her about the dream, but me never mean nothing about it. But here is why we fell out. Why he couldn't provide with that?
And to matters like these, and to ask you to be patient and reserved in your judgment, because these things are never an issue such as sexual harassment, where what I intended to communicate or what I communicated is interpreted a certain way, never black and white. Yeah, whole heap of colors on that color wheel. 10:30 it's break time. Back with more after this.
So me I go look for the DUJON'S video, and me gonna see just how the PNP them lie. You know, judge and get the thing them. Me play them long before election. They message them. Me actually read them. I don't know this judge right now. Say nothing judge right, just continue to talk about the work that is going on, because that is what a MP does. You know? A MP caretaker does. You know, they dole out the work and continue to do the work, because that is what is important. So listen to this from DUJON'S, my people. Now listen to this.
The last point I want to address is this JPS $150 million loan.
There was some uncertainty when we were dealing with this matter. First of all, what was the size of the loan? Because the figure had been all over the place.
$150 million loan, $150 million loan.
Because the figure had been all over the place.
The amount of money that the government was going to provide was 150 million US. Now, all of us want to see electricity restored to all Jamaicans as quickly as possible.
Should we have lent JPS 150 million US dollars of your tax money?
Because the figure had been all over the place.
150 million US dollars.
Now, remember, the government's a 20% shareholder in JPS. The other 80% is owned by two overseas companies, Marubeni of Japan, East West Power of South Korea. They weren't putting any money up for the restoration.
150 from the loan. The interest rate on that loan is 5.5%. It's a 5-year tenure. Those are the key terms. There's no
other fees related.
No fees. All right. An interest paid biannually starting 2026, a 1-year moratorium. In terms of other sources of funding, the EDF around 42 million, the other short-term loans from commercial lenders about 15 million, and the rest, the lion's share of that, over 125 million or thereabout, is from our cash from operations and our investments are made from unregulated businesses, as in funds paid from our shareholders into JPS to help support our cash at this time.
They weren't putting any money up for the restoration.
Funds paid from our shareholders into JPS to help support our cash at this time.
I'm saying a matter as fundamental as this, where government's resources, which is really the proceeds of the catastrophe bond, 150 million.
When you take 150 million US dollars from the consolidated fund,
which is really the proceeds of the catastrophe bond, 150 million.
When you take 150 million US dollars from the consolidated fund.
Now, all of us want to see electricity restored to all Jamaicans as quickly as possible.
Let me tell you something about this 150 million US dollars. For everybody that lose a roof in St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St.
Here, say 650 million US dollar. Him say money come from the consolidated fund, and Mark Golding say money come from the catastrophe bond. And Peter Bunting said the figure was all over the place. I hope all listen, 3 different things, and the JPS man said they get 12 million from somewhere, 42 million from somewhere, 125 million from the shareholder, plus the government 150 million. Mark Golding say JPS never put up no money, none at all. And the JPS man say JPS get 42 million from somewhere, 12 million from somewhere, 125 million from somewhere, plus the government money. So I want them to listen.
The last point I want to address is this
Trelawney, for everybody that Hanover that have lost a roof, this could have given you a brand new roof and even give you a kitchen. And let me just also say again, look.
We have approximately, around 340 million in terms of outflows relating to Melissa. 300 in core infrastructure spend and about an incremental 40 million in working capital. What are the unappreciated elements? That part of the response and support we provide is that we have deferred payments of bills to customers, which you have to fund. And we subsidize some of that during this time as part of the efforts to help customers get on their feet. And that's around $40 million in terms of that element. In terms of sources, 150 from the loan. The interest rate on that loan is 5.5%. It's a 5-year tenure. Those are the key terms. There's no
other fees related.
No fees. All right. An interest paid biannually starting 2026, a 1-year moratorium. In terms of other sources of funding, the EDF around 42 million, the other short-term loans from commercial lenders about 15 million, and the rest, the lion's share of that, over 125 million or thereabout, is from our cash from operations and our investments are made from unregulated businesses, as in funds paid from our shareholders, into JPS to help support our cash at this time.
Mark Rowland, listen to my words. Not only my words, but the JPS's CFO words as it relates to the $150 million and the total amount for restoration. The government has nothing in front of it asking for any additional resources of any kind outside of the $150 million which have been loaned on good terms so that the people can get back light. The difference between me and you is that the people will still be waiting to hear about the $200 million with no light, rather than me acting and the government acting, and we are at 95% today. Argument done.
Argument done, my people. They lie bad, me don't know why them a do it. What is wrong? If the government did need $1 billion to restore light in Jamaica, what is wrong with that? If JPS needed $1 billion, United States dollars, and we have it, and they needed to restore current in Jamaica, not Jamaica it a fix, not Jamaica it a help. What the problem? Then still I go on about the 150 million. JPS have for them part of money already. That's why they say they need 300 million and the government will lend them 150. Then get the next 150 already. They did have it already. See man talk where they get it from there. And Mark and them still are going about the same way. So what? They want light or they don't want light? Even if very fact say people don't forget light them and play politics with, we must kick them from out of our country, you know. Them not even supposed to be in our house. We're supposed to kick them out of our country, exile them, make them move go to Cuba or one of them country there. Because them is a walking set of disaster. Then was Melissa, then was than Beryl. Then was Ivan and Gilbert put together. All four of them hurricane there. I must ask them to leave the country. Anyway, my people, you know, me go love you and leave you now. Big up all 324 person who is still here. Big up all 163 person that gave me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. And we will see you for the regular program tomorrow. See? Big up on yourself. Much love. Shower Labor X.